There we go. Hey everybody, this is Sean. What's up, Mr. Fusion? Welcome back to the channel. Please press the like button, subscribe, share, comment. I appreciate the dialogue. I appreciate the commentary. Thank you everyone for your support. Forgive me for the connection speed. I know it's not the best. Hopefully it'll get better. If you are chiming in on this live stream, or actually if you're just watching the video, just concentrate on the audio. I have absolutely nothing to show you on video today. Before we get into it, if you guys own a security company or you manage a security company and you want to know how Tom from Command Hub Solutions, who also owns the Citywide Protection Services in San Diego, how he earned over $100 million, check out the webinar. The webinar is June 18th of this year. June 18th, check out the description box. Make sure you guys sign up. There is limited space. We went from, I think there was only 20 attendees, or we opened up to 20, and then now we had to, I guess, I don't know, buy a new subscription, or anyhow, open up the webinar to 40 now. So make sure that you guys sign up before it's too late. Again, that would be June 18th. And for details, check out the webinar, okay? Check out the description box. So I want to talk about the situations happening in the larger cities. Guys, if you guys have any updates on any areas to avoid, or maybe some areas you might be working that are getting out of control, let us know in the description box. Not the description box, you don't have access to the description box. let us know in the comment section box below. I think that this is a channel where we can share a lot of information. Obviously don't share any private information in the comments, but just general information is fine. So first off, if you're deployed to a riot controlled area, make sure that you guys are asking for what you think that you're worth. Especially Los Angeles area, you should not be earning $20 an hour. Absolutely not. Let's just say you're not working. Let's just say you're working the same post, but it's dangerous to get to it. I don't think that you should be earning $20 an hour. You should be asking for a lot more money than that. There should be some hazard pay involved. And I guess the security company's argument is, well, your post isn't dangerous. Well, getting to it is. And if I can't get to my post safely, then there's not going to be a guard at that post. It's just something to think about. Just something to think about. Ask more money. Those of you who are doing bids for contracts, or you're giving quotes, in your contract, you should have a hazard pay agreement. Absolutely, you should. Now, I think that these types of agreements should be in effect. Give me a second. It should be in effect, especially in the larger areas, the larger cities. But also just keep in mind that if there's some type of terrorist attack or something like that somewhere in the area is going to be cordoned off. It's going to be perimetered off. Your post might not be, but it's going to definitely be affected by traffic. It's going to take longer. It could be an hour longer, right? It could be a half an hour longer. But I think that those guards who work those properties should be paid more, and you guys should be writing that into your contract. And definitely ask for more money. Okay. Second, this video questions the utility of wearing riot control equipment. Should you be showing up to a protest line with a full-blown helmet, padding on your shins, chest pads, a back protector, okay, the full face shield, Is this something that you should be doing? Um, I don't want to say yes, or I don't want to say no. This is definitely it's a hit or miss. It's a hit or miss situation. By wearing that equipment, sometimes it aggravates people, and they think that they could just throw crap at you. They could throw rocks at you. They could throw everything at you because you're wearing all this equipment anyways. It's a weird phenomena. I don't know what it's called, but that's what happens is, hey, if these officers, whether they're security or law enforcement, if they have protective gear, they're going to withstand all the rocks and everything else that I'm gonna throw at them. Now, when you take that equipment off, it's a different situation, right? It's psychology based. I don't know what you call it. Now, you might be asking me, Sean, at what point in time do I put that Riot equipment on? That's a good question. I don't have an answer for you. I think when the situation is starting to get out of control, you could see the crowd moving in, giving aggressive gestures, throwing a few items. I think it's probably time to put that on now. It does take some, on another note, it does take some time to put it on. First off, that equipment is super uncomfortable. It could take an easy, maybe 5 to 10 minutes to put it on. Well, to put it on properly, right? Now you might be saying, Sean, I could put it on in a minute. Okay, well then put it on in a minute. Okay. But if you don't do this on a normal basis, you don't put on this equipment on a normal basis, you're not going to find stuff. It's not going to be measured appropriately. You're going to probably be a mess. Now, if you have like 20 men on staff and women, right? You know, you have a full, you have a full static line. You have the full line you can make one of easily of 10, and then you have another 10. Maybe I would consider putting 10 with just your regular, when they're just protesting, just having your uniform on, no riot control equipment, and then having another 10 on standby so that you can easily swap out. So when the situation is starting to get out of control, things are flying, you can have that team of 10 come out from a non-public area and then easily switch positions. And then those other 10 could put on the equipment. Now, this is something that you guys have to consider. Think about it. Does it work? It may not work. You may not have a staging area where you can change. For this reason, I do recommend probably having a van. But on another note, maybe not, right? We don't want to burn down like the Waymo vehicles. And that's another thing. I see all of these security companies on Instagram. And by the way, I'm on Instagram under the Firearms Trainer. The Firearms Trainer, if you want to connect with me, that's definitely a way. And they have all these nice patrol units. Do you want to bring those nice patrol units into the danger zone? And a lot of security companies, they don't have the luxury of bringing out the old beasts, like the Crown Victorias, maybe the Dodge Chargers now. They don't have that luxury of bringing out the older ones, so they end up having to bring out the newer ones. Give me 1 second real quick to go through the comments, because I'm not going to be able to read the comments when I take off on the road again. Mike from the Professional Security Journal is also here. Mike, hopefully you're doing good. Officer Troutman, he said, we had some protest activity in Santa Ana and Orange County, California. Calm and quiet in Laguna Woods and Mission Viejo in California. Hey, be careful out there, Officer Troutman, please. Stop putting your ID on here. Come on, there's no reason to put your there's no reason to put your personal information out here on this channel. I know you would like for everybody to know that you're professional, and we know that you're professional, but there's no reason at all to put your guard ID or whatever ID is on here. Mike says keep it as low as possible. Have an oh crap kit for areas like LA. Dare I say it? I go so far as to throw a gas mask in that oh crap kit. We know what munitions they're using out there. Thanks, Mike, for helping me out with the moderation. Okay, so I went to the comments. I didn't want to leave anybody out right now. Yes, please have an oh crap kit. Okay, and honestly, I keep saying this over and over. If you're gonna work these areas, you need a gas mask kit. When you're exposed to, and it's usually CS, it's gonna affect your thinking, and it might induce panic, especially if you're not used to it. Guys, CS induces panic with me. And there was a time, I think it was like a 6-month period, I got exposed like 4 different times. It's not cool having that. It's not cool not having that equipment with you. So very minimum, buy a gas mask kit. 85% of the population out there wears a size medium. 85%. And there's some vendors out there that only recommend a medium. Okay, it's just something to think about. Obviously, fit your face before you buy the mask, because it is a huge investment. It's almost like, I mean, easily $300 for a mask. My kit it's $1,500, but I got it through my good friend for half, like $700 or $750. Avon, if you want to know what brand is a good brand, get Avon. Avon, there's a C50 respirator series that is it's gonna cost you $700-ish. I know that some of you are saying I don't have enough money, but it's one of these buy once, cry later situations. If you take care of it, you can easily see it working for you for 10 years. For 10 years, easy 10 years. Make sure that you put it in make sure you clean it off using the manufacturer's instructions after each use, but then seal it off in a plastic bag after it's all dried out, and do not dry it out in the sun. You're gonna crack the seals. Once the seals are cracked, forget it. Don't go out there making these homemade masks that you see on YouTube. They don't work. And when you create them, they really don't work. Okay. Like Mike says, have a bug out kit. I seen some Pava smoke grenades out there, and they are they're activated by, I think, a CO2 container. But anyhow, have that with you guys. Have Pava with you. I mean, you really can't get a hold of CS gas, but I think there's a manufacturer out there that makes a blend of CS and OC. I mean, it's the spread of it's not too great, but it's something. Okay, it's something. Just imagine you're getting surrounded. How do you get the crowd away? That's one of the ways. Now, if you could do so with rolling down your window real fast or opening your door real fast, it's just something to consider. But on another note, if you crack open your window, you're giving everybody room to push the window down further and then grab you. Have a plan in place in case your vehicle gets surrounded. I seen an LAPD officer, actually patrol units, squad units, they're all lined up, and all of a sudden they're leaving, and then the one guy gets left on his own, right? And then he's stuck, and I know what he's thinking. He's thinking, I don't want to run anyone over. I don't want to be prosecuted in Los Angeles County, so I'm gonna just try to drive around these angry rioters, and it didn't work out for him. Have a plan. What's your plan if your vehicle gets gets surrounded. Now, if you guys have cameras, like an inboard camera, I think that's great to help later on if you're accused of using unnecessary force. Because once you use your vehicle to push people out of the way, you're using deadly force, and you have to articulate it. And yeah, there's disparity of force, but I think it helps you if you are able to articulate it with the video, right? And look at the hands. Look for guns, look for weapons, look for bats, look for rocks. Hey, I was in fear for my life. This person had a hammer in their hand, and they're blocking. There's 3 people in front that were preventing me from driving forward. I couldn't drive to the rear because there was 10 people in the back, or a group of like about 10. There's groups of 5 on the sides, and I had no other way out. The guy with the hammer was approaching me. He was only about 10 feet away. At the last second before I made the decision, he was within 3 feet of my door with the hammer, with an upward gesture with it. Okay, again, you have to be able to articulate it. In that point in time, do you feel comfortable just driving straight? And I have to be really careful on what I say, but you guys know what I mean by just driving straight. I'm not saying it's the best thing. I'm just saying have a plan in place and try to foresee these issues. I mean, if you see an intersection that's blocked off by rioters, don't drive through it. I know it sounds like it's common sense, but when you're in the moment, you're in the moment. For these reasons, this is one of the reasons why I like to have an all-wheel drive or four-wheel drive. Actually, four-wheel drive. I could just drive over the median. I could hop a curb. There's so much interesting things that I can do with a four-wheel drive. All-wheel drive is a little bit different. You might not have four-wheel drive capabilities, but all the cars in my household are either four-wheel drive and all-wheel drive for that issue. What was I gonna say? If you're driving a truck, like a patrol truck, you have to also be careful because you're basically driving around with a huge container, and somebody can throw incendiary devices inside of the bed of your truck. It's just something to definitely keep in mind. If you guys see any Molotov cocktails being lit and then you're being surrounded, remember, you're gonna have to articulate that group surrounding you is working in collusion with that guy that has the Molotov cocktail. Okay, they're gonna surround you and they're gonna throw it right inside your vehicle. Articulate it. Obviously, articulate it with your own explanations, and it's gonna absolutely help you later on if you have to go to court. Hold on, guys. Just waiting to collect my thoughts real quick. I can't go through the comments right now, but I know our good friend Mike from the Professional Security Journal is absolutely moderating. We explained in the beginning, ask for more money if you're going to work in these zones. $20 Los Angeles area is not enough. There's Chicago under attack. I think New York, all the larger cities, inner cities are under attack. I don't know what the wages are. You guys let me know, but your employer should not be paying you regular pay. You should get some type of a hazard bonus. And then also, I think I talked about the Egress plan, but have some extra clothing in your vehicle. Guys, OC sucks. It's the gift that never stops giving. Okay, if you have an OC filled or OC contaminated shirt or an OC contaminated equipment, it reactivates itself. And then CS, if you get exposed with CS on your shirt, if you keep this shirt on, it's gonna start burning, and it's gonna start getting you're gonna start getting irritated every once in a while. So have a change of clothing, but also with that change of and put that change of clothing in a sealed plastic bag. That way these chem agents cannot get to it. Part of your egress plan should have civilian clothing, right? Civilian clothing. What I mean by that is clothing that is not security or law enforcement related. I would go so far as to putting a Palestinian flag shirt or there you go, Palestinian, pro-Palestinian shirt in a sealed duffel bag, right? I would have that with me, or whatever the rioters are wearing or chanting. I would have that. I would even have a Viva Mexico shirt, because I see a lot of the protesters, rioters. Okay, they're they're waving around the Mexican flag and the Palestinian flag, and they're burning U.S. flags at the same time. I mean, it is their right to protest peacefully, but on another note, blend in, guys, if you can. Please blend in. If you run into a roadblock, okay, they're gonna see the shirt that you're wearing, the allegiance that you have, and they might just let you through, or they might not. Get rid of all the USA flags and everything that you have that's patriotic. Get rid of that blue line crap I'm sorry, not blue line crap. People get mad because they say blue line crap. Blue line memorabilia. Don't be putting that on your cars. If you're working security, okay, you work in security. When you run into the danger zone, you guys don't go one car deep. Okay, if you have a fleet of 5 vehicles, boom, 5 vehicles it is. That's part of your command of presence. If you have a fleet of 20 of those vehicles deep. But the moment you only put 1 or 2 cars is a moment that people see that that's all you have. Okay, you're super vulnerable. I would go so far as rent vehicles, go unmarked. And then for the insurance part, if you're running a security company, does your insurance cover you and your activities? If you're, if you're part of a riot control line for private property, is that even covered? Is that even covered in your insurance policy? Okay, it's really important to know. And then for vehicle insurance policy, right? If your vehicle gets vandalized or burned, is that even covered? These are questions that you should be asking. Guys, if you manage a security company and you find some of this topic interesting, or you just want to know how to manage a company a lot better, make sure you guys sign up for my 40-hour online private patrol operator leadership and development class. This class also helps you pass the California Qualified Manager PPO exam. Check out my website, crimebullet.com, crimebullet.com, for further details. Onward. Can't really think of anything else. Safety in numbers. Have a plan in place. Bring extra water. I would actually go so far to bring a huge jug of water, like one of those gallon containers of water, just in case you get exposed to CS or OC. Do not flush your eyes out with milk. Use that water and flush your eyes out. What OC normally does is it causes you to close your eyes because it's so damn painful. But you can, believe it or not, okay, you can actually fight through it a little bit. You can open up your eyes. It just burns more. Can you drive like this? I mean, kind of. I mean, it's painful and it's very distracting. But again, this is why you should have a gas mask. Okay, and make sure that your gas mask is rated for OC. Not all gas mask is rated for OC. I can tell you that. I work in law enforcement. The law enforcement mask that I was issued, that they gave us 10 years ago, was not rated for OC. Just CS. Okay? There's also something... Oh my goodness, I forgot what it is that we're going to discuss. Oh, guys, stay away Stay away from when law enforcement deploying munitions, especially the 40 millimeter, the 37 millimeter, even pepper balls. Stay away from the arc of fire. Okay, stay away because you're gonna get hurt. When there's duress, when there's chaos, those officers have bad aim. They have totally bad aim, and I don't want any of you guys to get hit with any of these. If you get hit with a 40 millimeter in the head, that could potentially be fatal. Even a 37, it could be fatal, and so is fatal a lot of the other munitions. Please stay away from the arc of fire. Shooting friendlies is a thing. All right, guys, I'm looking forward to the comments, suggestions, and everything else. Take care. I am out.